guitar lesson, you'll learn how to play the old classic melody, "You Are My Sunshine." And this is going to be a country and bluegrass version in the style of Gene Autry, where we'll be playing it with kind of a BlueChip style strumming pattern, but at the same time we'll be pulling in a lot of the song's melody into the guitar part. So all around, really great arrangement for working on right hand pick control and for mastering this type of old classic country and bluegrass playing on guitar. So anyways, let's go ahead and get to it and let's learn how to play "You Are My Sunshine." So here's the first line of the tablature. And there is one chord we're going to use a lot today in this arrangement that might be new to some of y'all out there. And that's the C/G chord. All it is a C major chord / G bass note. And if you're new to this chord, I usually tell people to get to it by starting out with a regular C major chord shape. And to get to the C/G, from there all you do is shift your left ring finger down to the 6th string. And then put your pinky right where your ring finger was on the 5th string. You can let all 6 strings ring out. So that is kind of just a replacement for a standard C major chord. Really useful for country and bluegrass. It's got a little bit thicker sound, a little richer sound than a regular C major open chord. So anyways, let's get back to "You Are My Sunshine." Let me play this line so you can hear it, and then I'll give you all a few tips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that very first measure you see here, that's just a pickup measure. We're going to play 3 pickup notes that will lead us into the second measure. And the second measure, that's where the main chord progression starts. It's the main chord progression that will repeat over and over again throughout this entire song. But for the pickup measure, we're already holding the C/G chord, and we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Pick, pick, pick. For that third pick, you got to lift up your left middle finger. But then when you get to the second measure, put the left middle back down to form the full C/G. And there in the second measure, you see that we're still holding the C/G. We're just going to do BlueChip strumming over that. BlueChip. Boom, chick. And then in the third measure, we're still holding the C/G, but we're doing a little more controlled picking with the right hand. Third measure. And you probably also see we're going to lift up, in the third measure, we're going to lift up our left middle finger on that third note there. Lift up, then put it back down. Still really just holding that C/G. Pause the video if you want to work on that, but then we'll just add on measures 4 and 5. Sounds like this. Measure 4, right at the beginning of it, we're still holding the C/G, and we just do a pick strum. Pick strum. And then into measure 4, walk up. We do this little walk up. And when we do the walk up, you know, right before it we were holding the chord, C/G. When you get to the walk up, lift up everything with your left hand except for your pointer finger. Leave the pointer finger still down while you do that little walk up. So pick strum, walk up, and you walk up to your left middle finger. And then measure 5. First note of measure 5, I like to use my left pinky right there. And the reason I do that is because we're going to the left ring finger next. So it leaves that ring finger ready. Pick, strum, walk up, pinky, ring, open, middle. So the 5th measure, pinky, ring, finger, open, middle finger, pinky, ring, open, middle. So let me play this line one more time, take a real good listen, and then we'll move on to the next part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You are my sunshine. So when you're ready, let's check out the next line, measures 6 through 9. Take a listen. Make me happy. So measures 6 and 7, you see that we've switched to the F major chord, just a regular F major open chord. And measure 6, we're basically doing boom chick strumming with an alternating bass line. Boom chick, right over that F major chord, measure 6. So that's pretty standard there. Boom chick, boom chick. Then in measure 7, we do so at the beginning of measure 7, we've still got the left hand holding that F major. With the right hand, we do pick, strum. But then, right after that, we lift up, with the left hand I'm talking about, we lift up everything, that F chord, except for your pointer and your ring finger. Those 2 fingers are still holding down. Pointer finger's on the 2nd string, and ring finger's on that 4th string there. So that's what we're going to do. So let's look at the beginning of measure 7 again. Pick, strum, no, lift up, and then pick on the 4th string. So let me just do it a couple times. Lift up, pick. So pause if you want to work on that at all. So measure 6 and 7, we got that down here. When you're ready, let's do measures 8 and 9. Pretty much I already know that. We did that in the previous line. Remember that little melody line walk? But beginning at measure 8, you pretty much only need the pointer and middle fingers there of the C chord. It's kind of like a partial C chord. Pick, strum, walk up, pinky, ring, open, middle. Remember that walk there? So we already know that pretty much. Let me just play this line one more time and then we'll go to the next line. All right, now let's pull up measures 10 through 13, getting close to being done. Measures 10 and 11, we already know that. That's exactly what we played in the previous line over the F chord. Pick, strum, pick, strum, pick, pick. Remember But then here in measures 12 and 13, we do not bad there at all. Measure 12, at the beginning of it, to start out, I pretty much just plant down my pointer and middle fingers of my left hand to start forming the C chord at the beginning of measure 12. So I do the pick, strum, but then right after that, I plant my left ring and pinky down on the rest of the C/G, so I can finish it up with just kind of picking that bass line down there. Pick, pick, pick. You can hear it, measures 12 and 13. Pick, strum, pick, strum, pick, strum. And then you just do walk up. You're still holding the C chord, or the C/G at the end of measure 12 when you do the, or excuse me, the end of measure 13 when we do that little walk up. But you just have to walk up, lift up your left middle for that note, still holding the C/G. Walk up. And you'll see why we're still holding the chord in the next measure when we get to it. But let me play this line one more time and take a listen, and then we'll move on to the last line. Walk up. That's the end of measure 13 there. And now let's go to the last line, measures 14 through 17. Take a listen. So measure 14, we're still holding the C/G from the previous measure, remember? So you just pick strum, but then walk up. You lift everything up basically and just walk up from your left middle to your ring. So measure 14, pick, strum, walk up. And then measure 15 is open, ring finger, open, middle. That's the left hand I'm talking about. Open, left, ring finger, open, middle. Little bass line walk. So measures 14 and 15 together. Pick, strum, walk up. Just pause video if you want to work on that. Then we'll just finish it up with measures 16 and 17. Measure 16, I just use the regular C major chord at this point instead of the C/G. So measure 16, pick, strum, pick, hammer, pick. Pick, strum, pick, hammer, pick. Pick, strum, pick, hammer, pick. And just leave that held for the beginning of measure 17, where you just finish that, just kind of picking down through that C chord there. Pick, strum, pick, excuse me, pick, strum, pick, hammer, pick, pick. And then right after it, we do those three kind of pickup notes at the end of measure 17. So after you do in measure 16, you know, you're just holding the regular C major. And then at this point, you switch to the C/G. Just shift your left ring and pinky. So you can do that kind of pick up, little three-line, three-note walk up type of thing. So pick, strum, pick, hammer, pick, pick. And those three notes, they're gonna kind of turn this back around. It's a little turnaround almost. This time, it's going to take us back to the beginning of the main progression that we'll repeat over and over. But anyways, let's play this last line one more time, and then we'll practice the whole thing. Here we go. measure 14. Then go back to measure 2. So that's where we go next, is measure 2, I guess, in a way, just to repeat the same progression over and over. And that will pretty much get you the whole song. If you have any questions on this, you can drop them in the comment box below the video here at countryguitaronline.com. But let's go back to the very beginning, the pickup measure, and we're going to play through everything that we just learned. Practice with me if you want to, or you can just take a good listen and get a better feel for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Back to the beginning, just repeat it over and over right there. So then when you're ready to end the song, you can pretty much play through the main progression one time, when you get to the end, but then we're going to change up the very last measure slightly to end the song. And all we're going to do, here's the last line of the arrangement. Let's pretend this is the end of the song, and I'm just going to play this last line. Here's what it would sound like. So here, there, we just do a down strum. Everything was the exact same except the very last measure. Instead of doing the turnaround 3 note type of pickup, whatever you want to call it, instead of doing those 3 notes, we're just going to do a down strum. So let's do measure 16 and 17 that you see on the screen. Very end of the song. Pick, strum, pick, hammer, pick, pick. Just let it ring. I kind of switched to the C/G for that last down strum. I think it sounds nice. One other thing to note, just real quick, measure 17, at the end of the song, that note right there, when you end the song, you're going to hold that note for 2 counts, just for the end. Because normally we would hold that note just 1 count and then do those other 3 notes, but very end of the song we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and just let it ring. If that makes sense. So we got a full-length jam track here at countryguitaronline.com that you can use to practice this song. And also, if you like this lesson, I've got a lot of other similar lessons here at Country Guitar Online as well. So check those out. A lot of content available, and I'm posting new lessons all the time and taking lesson requests. So send me y'all's lesson requests if you have any. Other than that, thanks for sticking around to the end of the lesson, and hope to see y'all at the next lesson here at countryguitaronline.com.